So I know you're a sit back and watch it burn type of guy for the decline. My
Enjoy the
question to
decline, yeah.
you, yep, my question for you is, what's your, shit hits the fan plan? What do you do once it actually goes all the way to hell?
Well, the only things that I see that are going to be a SHTF scenario, okay, which is what you described. We're
Sorry.
talking things like extinction level events, meteors, comets hitting the Earth. War would like a serious war would definitely do something like that. I don't think the U.S. is gonna pick a fight with China or Russia. They just can't, like, it's just something that they're not gonna win. Military advisors will not lean into that very strongly. Like, the U.S. is only going to pick fights with people they think they can dominate. And by the way, the track record of the U.S. military over the last few years kind of sucks. AKA Vietnam, AKA Korea, AKA Afghanistan. Like, you can go right down the list. Like, there's not been a lot of very successful wins, with the exception of World War II.
Well,
But you
don't
get
you
the
see a
idea.
lot of the same division and issues that, say, I'm a fan of history, that you've seen in ancient Rome happening a lot in America now?
Yeah, like all civilizations, have a rise and a decline. We saw it with the Roman Empire, with the Ottoman, with the Greek, with the Mayans. Like, all of these had great, like, there's if you're a fan of history, there's a monolithic site that they're excavating in Turkey called Gobekli Tepe. I don't know if you've heard of it.
I have.
Massive, massive.
hmm
Graham Hancock has a lot of videos and talks on it. But all of these great civilizations have left behind something, and they've eventually kind of, like, disappeared. I think the Western civilization that we live in today is eventually going to decline and disappear as well, and be replaced by something else. But I mean, shit hits the fan. Well, are you able to feed yourselves? Are you able to, find or make clean drinking water? Are you able to protect your family, you know, with your hands or with, weaponry? Like, those are the things that you want to prepare for. And I'm not going to talk about what I've done, because you shouldn't be giving away what your plan is publicly, because then you're giving away intel to the opposition,
Right.
right? But there's a lot of stuff out there. Like, there's a lot of prepping sites. There's a lot of guys that talk about, what you should be stacking, and, how you should prepare for it. So I wouldn't go head over heels and spend all, like, some people go batshit crazy with that, and they'll just dig a giant hole in their backyard, and they'll drop a shipping container in there, and they'll turn it into like a sleeping quarters with, like, circulated fresh air with HVAC and everything plugged in, and they got weaponry and food for years and all that sort of stuff. You can go that far, but I don't see the need for it. But yeah, as a guy, I believe, and I didn't add it there, but an unplugged alpha would have a plan.
Right, right. Again, the second part is just sharing. I think I've never had an issue getting women or being in relationships, etc. But I think in my marriage, so I've been married just shy of 10 years,
Hmm.
that I definitely would see some tendencies of betazation by 1,000 concessions. I
All
think that's
guys
what
go through it. It's just to what degree.
I think that's what I gained the most value out of your book from, was realizing that and noticing that, and then changing my behavior, especially with my wife and children, not just letting things slide like I
Hmm.
could easily do. And then there'd be times where I'd see my wife would call me an a-hole, and actually put a smile on my face, because I'm like, okay, it means I'm not just falling back into old, like, ruts and traps and letting
Right.
just things go. I'm like, I take that as a good thing. So
Yep.
yeah,
Good.
well, I appreciate the book. It's been awesome.
All right, man. Thanks. Hey, and do me a solid, guys. If you've read the book, leave a written review on Amazon and let guys know what value you got out of it. It just helps them, when they go through it. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, these guys are all saying something positive. It just helps me out.
Will do.
Thanks, man. See
Thank
ya.